Hello, this is part 3 of the pivot tables. So we actually created a pivot table. It's actually inside this new sheet here. You can check. So this is basically the pivot table, but I want us to create a report so that we can obtain the total amount by product category. So total amount by product category. That is, you can actually check that I have the carrots here. I also do have the carrots here. I also do have the carrots down here. But I would actually want us to obtain the total summation for the carrots, total summation for the broccoli, total summation for the bananas, because you can check that I have the bananas here again, the bananas there, bananas here, and so many of them here. That's from B17 all the way to B19. So they are actually many, but I would actually want us to obtain the total amount by the product category. So we will actually do the total for the oranges, total amount for the apples, total amount for the broccolis, total amount for the bananas, total amount for the carrots, and those other remaining products. So how do we actually do that when it comes to the pivot table? So total amount by the product item. So total amount by product. So before we actually do check on that, I'll urge you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. So subscribe to this YouTube channel here, and also follow me on my X account so that you can build this X platform together on data analytics. So on this sheet here for the pivot table, we would like to obtain the total amount by product. So total amount by product. So you have to drag the amount into the values. Now, there's something that I would want to tell you here. When it comes to the values section here, this one will actually take the numerical items only, the numbers only. Let's say, for example, the amount, let's say the discount, something like that. So it's actually numbers. You cannot have the category being dragged into the values, neither can you have the country, the date, the order ID, or the product. No, you only drag the amount or the numerical field into the values section. So drag the amount into the values. So we actually wanted to check the amount by product. So drag the product into the rows, just like that. Now you can actually check. So you drag the product into the rows like that. Then you have the amounts here. So we have the amount by product. So product is actually apple here. You can actually check that the amount is 191,257. The product here is actually the banana. The amount is 340,295. Beans, the amount is 57,281. The product here is actually broccoli. The amount is 142,439. The product here is actually the carrots. The amount is 136,945. The product here is actually the mango, and the amount is 57,079. And finally, there we have the product to be orange, and the amount is 10,4438. So that's it. So that's actually the sum by the product. But what if you would actually want to change the title there so that you can have the product instead of row labels? And this one is actually okay, sum of amount, which is actually okay. So we would actually want to change the row labels into product. So how do we actually go about that? So you can just double click on these row labels so that you can have it as product. So double click on it like that, then edit. So have product, just like that. Hit enter on the keyboard. Now that's it. So now you have the products here, and then the sum of amount. So products and sum of amount. So that's all. Now, what if you actually wanted to obtain the sum of amount by product category? So when it comes to the categories, we actually have two categories. So that's actually the vegetables and the fruits. So we would actually want to obtain the sum of amount by category. So we'll actually be obtaining the sum, that's the total sum for the vegetables, and the total sum for the category equivalent to the fruits. So let's actually see how that can be done. So we come to this point here for sheet 2. So to actually remove this one here, you have to click on it like that and drag. Double click again, then you actually drag, just like that. And total sum, the sum of amount by product category. So amount into the values. Remember, I actually told you that amount actually goes into the values, just like that. And we also have the product category into the rows. So we actually have two product categories. Yes, so we actually do have the fruit, yes, and we also do have the vegetables. So the total sum for the fruit is actually 693,069, and the total sum for the vegetables is actually 336665. Just like that. You can double click on this product here, and then you just have category. Hit enter on the keyboard. That's all. So basically, that's how you can do that. Now, what if we also wanted to obtain the total amount by country? So total amount by country, you can check that I have the United States here, United States, United States, United States. I would want us to obtain the total amount for United States, total amount for United Kingdom, total amount for Canada, total amount for Germany, total amount for Australia, total amount for France, and that's it. So let's actually see. So you can actually drag this one out. That's, you can drag it out like that, or you can drag it out like that, or you can just click on this point to deselect, click on this point also to deselect, just like that. So total amount by country. So before we actually check on that, I'll actually bring you to this point here. So in this case, you can actually check that I do have many Excel courses here. So you can actually access all these courses in my Google Drive account at just $100. So my site is actually on hold, and when it will actually be back, you won't actually lose that access into my website. So for now, you will actually gain the access into my Google Drive account at $100. But when the website is actually back, your access will actually be shifted into the website so that you can actually continue accessing them on the website at still $100. So remember, this is actually a deal which goes at $945. On the other end, you can get me projects on your end so that I can work on them so that you can get the best and the efficient results. So we have the monthly retainer. You can actually get me the work so that I can be doing it for you every month. And this work will actually be going at $550. That is cloud in Excel, dashboards and charts, automation, pivot tables and models, Power BI, financial forecast, templates management, all that work. And for the one-time task, you can also get me the AI-powered dashboard designs at $150, AI data analysis and insights at $200, AI automation and smart macros, $250, AI enhanced Power BI reports at $300. So the prices are quite fair, as you can see. And that's all. Up here, you can also get me the work so that I can design for you the templates and deliver for you every month. So I design for you, I manage and get you the results every month at $50. That's it. But for the one-time task, also you can get me the work so that I can design for you the ultimate business dashboard templates, templates on personal finance and budget trackers, templates on inventory management, templates on AI-powered reporting, and templates on HR and payroll. Finally, templates on sales performance. The prices are also quite good: $22, $19, $15, $17 here, $12, $19. That's all. Yep. Now, in this case here, allow me to actually get you the total amount by country. So drag the amount into the values like that. Then you drag the country into the rows, just like that. So you can actually check that we have the countries here from Australia all the way to the United States. You can double click on this point here so that you can have country. So we have the countries there. Then it runs from Australia to the United States. Australia 131,713, Canada 94,745, France 141,056, Germany 155,168, New Zealand 66,782, United Kingdom 173,137, and finally the United States 267,133. And we have the grand total down there, which is actually $102,97.34. So that's it about part 3 of the pivot tables. Let's also check on part 4 of the pivot tables in the next video.